You are going to leave me, aren't you? He said, and Taehyung's eyes were winded, and he chuckled. No, you idiot. You are laughing at me. They bite his lips and stop. Another giggle for him. Wow, just a few words and look at Taehyung. But they just misjudged him, left him after the sleep together, and then had been so rude to him. So it wasn't the only one his fault. Hell, none of them. It was his fault because that was the doing of Sophia, and he had judged based upon that. They feel guilty, tugged at his heart and swallowed thickly. They had been so rude to him. Still, he was trying to fix everything. All in all, they guessed at it was both of their faults. They both had been arrogant, hiding things for each other. And when they should have been with each other, they chose to drift apart because of this stupid misunderstanding. What I am gonna do now? You will leave me. I'm sorry. They snapped out of his thought and looked at the door. It's it's alright if you don't want to be here anymore. Do you want to go to your parents? Their eyes were out with tear and he rushed toward the door, yanked it open, started Jungkook back, and stared at T with wide eyes. I I will ask Hun to drop you, he said and looked like a baby. That was, and he shook his head and wiped the nose with his sleeve. Let the himself wrap his around his neck. Alarmed and started. Jungkook lost his balance and backed on his knees collide with the bed, make him sit on it. They curled himself around him and breathed in his scent, calming his racing heart. What? Jungkook was so stunned to silence. The expression on his face were, and he stared at Tae as he clung to him. The situation could mean two. Firstly, he believed that what he told to Tae. He just wanted Tae to explain what the heck was going on in his mind. Because he had started to become bipolar. His emotions were not unstrained before, and now he had started behaving bizarrely, and that somehow, and the only woman allowed to be bipolar should be the one who is pregnant, not they. Pregnant? What if they was? The air left Jungkook's mouth as panic seized him. His heartbeat increased, and he totally blocked out the present situation from his mind and started thinking about the merely thought of being pregnant. He would go crazy just by thinking about it. But it just had been 2 days. The first thing that he needed to make sure was they wasn't pregnant. And what if he is? He dismissed the thought and he didn't want to freaking out about both of them. First you need to make sure what was going in their mind. Jungkook rolled his eyes as that idiotic thought and looked down at him. He grasped their shoulder lightly with his hand and pulled it back. He guessed that all that he needed, a little push because he started remembering so soon he was not able to see his face. I believe you. And no, I'm not leaving you. Because I can't. They tucked his hair behind his ear and the button of his shirt as he sat down on the bed by his side at an awkward angle. I believe whatever you told me, and I know that we both are difficult person and misunderstand each other most of the time. But Cook, I want to fix it. I want to make everything right. Because I and you both have made mistakes. I'm not saying that I'm a silent, because I'm not. I regret running away every single time and have no excuse to expect that. Jungkook's mouth were opened, saying something, but they shook his head, telling him to stop because he wasn't done just yet. No, let me clear everything first from my side, they said, licking his lips. I know I have been difficult these past days. They sighed. I talked to Jungkook only because you didn't tell me what you talked about Sophia that night. Fine, I understand that it was her secret, but you could have at least told me that, but you were not being clear, and that made me. They foamed at him. Jungkook sighed feeling, but he didn't say anything. So I got angry. But Jungkook, if I told you everything about the man, and you would take it upon yourself to protect everyone and risk your life, because you're the one who he want, and I couldn't let you risk You'd life. That's why I risk our relationship by keeping it a secret. They, I'm not a child. I can take care of myself. He said, feeling anger. Why he was telling her? I know, but I feel to protect you. They push. He still look at his hair away, for his forehead and focus on his eyes, on his eyebrow. Anyway, they signed pulling his hand back, with an ring over his finger. At that night, I didn't know what happened. I don't remember, except some few flashes. They found in Jungkook's mouth and licked his lower lip. Oh, I do remember. You called a woman over there, and you said, I'm not going anywhere. Jungkook, these are fun to be around. His neck and young cheeks were flushed with a deep shade of red. As his mouth opened, liar. He narrowed his eyes at him and Jungkook, out of laugh, and leaned back on the bed with his hands. Oh, I speak the very truth, he grinned. You're so entertaining that night. I wish I would have recorded it. He chuckled. What else did I do? The mama looking down at his lap in embarrassment, and they felt about it. Finally, he had gotten him. Oh, nothing. He waved his hand. He clinked at me and snapped at a woman. He's my husband. Go and get yours. He bit his lips while grinning at thee, looking at him with a horrified face, like he had been struck with a lightning bolt. I didn't believe you, they said determined. Oh, and not forget, I want to lick your neck and take off your shirt. Oh my god, Cook, stop lying, they said, covering his cheeks. Jungkook laughed wholeheartedly and rubbed his eyes. Liar, they muttered. I'm not believing a word you say. They shook his head and hands still covering his face. Fine, I'm sure Jungkook can make you believe me. He shrugged, crossing his arm over his chest. He was watching you. They covered his face with his shirt. Jungkook chuckled, finding that embarrassment adorable, as they repeatedly shook his head. I'm never going to see the end of this, am I? They asked, a voice muffled by his glow. Jungkook chuckled and dragged his shirt away from his face. His face was a deep shade of red, and that made him laugh even more. We'll see about that, he winked. I'm so embarrassed, they said, pushing his hair away from his face. I can say that. He smirked and they glared at him and huffed. They both were silent for quite some time. They completely comfortable the next thing. They signed and swallowed. Anyway, even though I do remember most of it, I was still panicked, they said. And believe me or not, I feel the same way you did. I thought you would regret, because I didn't remember everything. And I just run. They whispered the last part. You should have talked to me, they. That's what normal couples do. Jungkook started playing with his shirt that was around his hand now.